Hey, y'all, did y'all miss us? Because we sure missed you. Look, watch, like, and subscribe to our channel at Sister Sis 1988, as well as follow us on all our social media platforms at Sister Sis 1988. We have a wonderful and special guest, beautiful lady here today, speaking with us, thanking her right now for joining us on this day and taking some time out to be on our podcast. Before we do that, I'm Jamie.
I'm Latoya.
And I'm Calandra.
And I am going to let her introduce herself, just give you a small summary of who she is, and then we'll jump into these questions.
Hey guys, Serena Wood, the self-love and relationship expert and the app developer as well, but I think that we will find out details later on. Thank you so much for this great feeling like home with you ladies.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. As possible. So I'll let Toya go ahead and get started.
All right. So our first question is, what inspired you to develop Gemini Near Me app? And how does it reflect your personal journey in the field of relationship counseling?
Thank you. So when I was 23, actually, I got my first master's degree. It was in diplomatic relationship. It was nothing to do with relationship between people because my parents, they had an inspiration and huge desire for me to continue their food production business, but I didn't feel myself like being a down-to-earth and very businesswoman. I felt like following my own path, and it was more about spirituality. So I dived into astrology, which is a different science, kind of mathematically based, but has a huge spiritual impact. And that's how my personal journey related to spirituality started. And I came from Christian family. It looked like, that sometimes people see that it's mismatched. Sometimes people are open-minded. So I wanted to know how numbers can help us in life to determine our true potential, to find out what's going to be the best education for you, the better job, and perfect relationship in life. And after astrology, because I was all my life very much addicted to the education, when my parents asked me, Irina, what do you want? Would you like, after you got your best marks, would you like to go and continue education abroad, or would you like to stay and get a gift? I said, no, I want to travel and I want to continue studying. So that was my passion. That's why I spent part of my childhood in Ukraine and partly in United Kingdom and European Union as well. So after astrology, I started to deal with numerology because those sciences, they're natural sciences, they're very related and they can speak about a lot about your birth potential. And after, like you're women, you probably can understand me. I had a not very successful marriage. And that kind of, of distraction and that kind of disappointment in life, I realized whatever we are, we're attracting. So I decided that it's the time to start for myself. So my first very big transformation, it was probably how I got into the counseling, which was by that time astrology and numerology related, but still with the impact of psychology. And why I was so passionate about relationship, because I came myself from bad relationship. So that's my story about my calling. But how I came to the app idea, it was related to the other thing in my life, which was more bigger impact on my personal growth and more terrifying and more difficult, more challenging. That was the loss of my father. And I realized that people need help because I wanted to provide huge help to my father for 8 years who suffered from big depression. And I realized even here in the United States, we live in these beautiful cities, but it's a streaming world. And we see when young generation, Gen Zs, they're already using antidepressants. We see that people feel lonely. They feel unaccepted, unappreciated, and misunderstood. That actually, I think big businesses like Up or whatever it is, depends on your mission and calling, then usually come from your pain. And if you're smart enough and wise enough, you can turn it into your gain. That's how it happened to me. I decided that I want to continue and like my life with a spiritual impact because I'm non-stop studier and student. I continue counseling with people and I developed the app, which is self-help and self-love app.
Okay.
All right. That's amazing. So can you share how your experiences across different countries have influenced your approach to self-love and relationship intelligence?
Sure. So Latoya, what happened? Like, I think when you travel, you embrace some kind of wisdom because if you're smart enough, you start to learn from everybody and not going against the other nation. Life brought you here, universe brought you here. So for me, when I've seen United Kingdom being a child, I realized they are always on time. They start their day with the oatmeal, which is very healthy, and I learned they're very punctual, they're very respectful, they know how to set up boundaries. That's first thing that I learned about self-love, because what self-love is in reality, it's self-understanding, self-acceptance, and self-care definitely, which people keep forgetting. We care about our kids, about our pets, about our spouses, maybe parents, but we keep forgetting about ourselves. And if you don't have this light inside you, you're not capable to share the energy with any other person. So that's why I learned from them this thing. In European Union, I like they enjoy the moment. There's so much present that here in United States, and I'm a big fan of United States, don't take me wrong, we keep forgetting. We are always, like having a coffee, putting the lipstick, talking for business. We are doing all things together, listening to the podcast, cooking the dinner, non-stoppers. When they're having glass of wine, they're having glass of wine. And that's again about self-love because they enjoy the conversation, they enjoy the presence, they enjoy the moment, so they can reflect on it, they can remember it. What I learned from United States, never give up, be strong, be optimistic, because even now I catch myself sometimes I'm overly sensitive because I came from Ukraine, and it's a different culture, and I put myself on the place of American person and think, how would I stood up for myself when I need it? And I see that American people appreciate you stronger, appreciate you, when you're reasonable, respectful, but you know what you want and you chase your dream, because this is country where success is in the air.
So how does Arena AI differ from other AI-driven counseling tools?
Yes, thank you, because that's my favorite feature within Gemini NEME app. We have 10 tools, and this is the primary feature. And you're the ladies, you're the first ones I share right now that I'm doing a big change in the app because it's going to be totally redone. I got first feedback, and I wanted users to realize that Arena AI should be the foundation of the app. Why it's different? First of all, because I got my master's degree, which is my second education overseas. But my method to work with people to counsel them is a blend of techniques. So I'm not astrologer, I'm not numerologist, I'm not psychologist, I'm not energy coach. I'm a mix of everything. I have my proprietary techniques that I use more than 10 years or like 12 years in total with people. And when I developed Arena AI, first of all, that's two ways conversational avatar, which is alive. So it's like me sitting on the podcast talking to you girls. That's the same affect. I'm in a nice professional suit talking to you. Second, the idea of Arena AI was not to tell you that your boyfriend is sex and you have to leave him no matter what, run as fast as possible, not good match. It's not to provide any advices. It's not to insist on divorce. It's not to give you the medical advices, navigate you, or to tell you, that's your divorce lawyer, it's not a good match for you. No, never ever. If you attracted something in your life, it means it was a part of you, inside you. Maybe it was related to your trigger, to your trauma, to your inner child wounds that you have and carry within as a burden. So Arena AI is programmed by me with hours and hours of counseling and tons of paperwork, which were downloaded to program the avatar, and I constantly work on all that to reflect on your feelings. And let's say if you would ask Arena AI, which is improving right now, what's going to be the best gift for your boyfriend, Arena AI wouldn't tell you go and get shoes for him. Arena AI will question you as much as possible to learn as much as possible about your shared time, about your goals and values, about his preferences and tastes. If you would say that you get jealous when your boyfriend is looking at somebody else, Arena AI will heal you, because you can't change the other person, but we can heal our reactions. So Arena AI is programmed to look up into your soul, into your wounds, into your inner child to help you to understand yourself better, to take out the triggers that bother you and help you understand yourself better, to reflect on your emotions. That's why Irina AI is different from OpenAI, from Grok, from ChatGPT, because it's very restricted. Anything like about medical, it sends you to the doctor. Anything overly sexual would never respond to your question, because I know there are a lot of people who would take it as a joke and abuse it. Men like to play around with it, and I don't like that. It's a disrespect for a lot of tones of work which have been done. So it's a very restricted avatar to help you to navigate you with your own answers, because I believe that all answers are hidden within in your heart.
So for me, in what ways do features like dream interpretation and astrology contribute to a user's journey towards like self-awareness within the app?
Sure, I would start from astrology because that's how I started my personal journey. Astrology and numerology, they are very related, but still different. Astrology, when I do personal counseling for the astrology, I need your precise time of birth, your city of birth, your place of birth. Based on that, so it means that if you are, what's your sign, by the way, Jamie?
I'm a Scorpio.
Scorpio, let's say Scorpio, and somebody else would be a Scorpio. It doesn't mean that you would be predestined to have the same scenario in life, never ever. Because astrology is a very precise mathematical tool, like a forecast. It can tell you what's going to be your potential for a day, month, or year, or life. But only you, being karmically responsible for your life, can make decision you use this potential or not. This science came from Mesopotamia. It's a very ancient science. In ancient Greece, it was a part of the natural education in the universities. So people can read astrology and say, "Oh, I'm talented for math. I'm talented for algebra, for geometry." I don't know, girls, if you probably you have kids, at least some of you, yes, and you I don't, for example, but I know that teenagers addressed me and they ask me, Irina, what's my gift? What's my talent? Because I don't want to waste 5 years of my life in the university, and after I realize it's not my calling. People are very spiritual nowadays. They are already, into awakening. They want to do something special. Look how many podcasts right now. People started to open up their mouths to stand for themselves, to express themselves. That's a big deal, I think so. And everybody wants to be special and unique, and I'm big CEO for that. Be yourself. All other places are already taken, and everybody is unique and everybody is from God, which so astrology can help you to, for example, to understand your gifts, talents, your money-making profession, your best career goals, your potential for the partnership. It wouldn't tell you which guy you would marry at which age, but it would tell you which qualities of the guy match you better. Because if you're a passionate Scorpio about everything what you're doing, and I know that Scorpio, they're very caring, they're family oriented, they can do a lot for love, they stand for truth, and they can get emotional and impulsive. Every, astrological feature has could be worked out in plus and minus, but they are very real. So that's what matters, to be yourself. And astrology can help you with that as a practical everyday tool. But it will never predestine and determine your destiny, because it's like a forecast. You can see the weather is good or not, but you decide if you're going to see your sisters or not today. And the other thing for dream interpretation, that's another thing that I'm improving right now. It's going to be redone in a week, because I wanted to make it so deep. Were big minds like Meneghetti, Miller, Carl Jung, Freud. They were into dream interpretation. They say that we have hidden messages. They're at knocking the door of our mind through those dreams. Let's say you had a dog, I don't know, licking your shoulder. Maybe your friend is missing you, or your car was stolen. Maybe somebody is trying to kidnap your relationship. So there are symbols of unconscious mind which is trying to decode those messages and help you in real life, like signs. And that's a separate science of dreams reading. We have a dream vocabulary, and it's already working, but I like to make things better and better and have a problem with perfectionism. That's my
It's
weak
okay.
point. Good or bad, I don't know, but I have it in me. And that's how dream interpretation, they can help you sometimes to get signs from the universe, how to act, how to understand yourself better, and how to decode your unconscious.
Okay. Okay. Beautiful. So you've emphasized that many relationship challenges are stemming from a lack of self-love. So could you elaborate on this connection and how would you address it?
Sure. I think that again, we are building businesses or on our biggest strengths or on our biggest weakness. I didn't love myself. I thought, okay, this is good, but never enough. And okay, I'm smart, I got 2 higher degrees, but maybe should I get third one? Until now, I'm thinking, should I redo my master degree for psychology in United States? For what? To get more knowledge? No, to prove myself for United States people. I realize it. I understand because it reflects my trauma. Because I'm not gonna get extra knowledge. Okay, when you repeat things, it's always good for you. Maybe I would enhance my English language, but in reality, I do it because I need a validation. And I realize it. I work on myself, that I'm never enough. Or you're losing weight and think, 2 more pounds and I'm perfect. It's always like never enough, never enough. And I hate it and I love it, and it's double feelings about it because it helps you in life and it kills you and destroys you at the same moment. So with my first husband, I felt like I couldn't stand for myself, girls. I felt like he's like energetical, was so strong, and maybe now I would handle him. 20 years ago, like I couldn't. I was 23. I was like university after university, like girl, like a flower. You scream on me, I start to cry. Like and now I'm 38, 15 years ago, and I would probably respond differently. So I learned, and I'm learning it. I'm learning. I'm trying hard because I see like, oh, here I have a scarf. Here like I could do better. Here I could get a better mark. So I think that working with people on self-love, I'm still recognize myself in every single person. And if I can help you with my healing energy, and it's always a mutual process, because even with my clients, I'm growing together. Nobody is better. Everybody's in process of spiritual awakening here on the earth.
Okay. So with that, what misconceptions do people have about self-love? And how does the Gemini near me help in, reshaping that?
Sure. I already said that for me, self-love is self-care, first of all. You love your kid, you take care of your kid. You love the flower, you water the flower. You love your car, you put the best gas in your car. But when you love yourself, for some reason, you can put, okay, whatever we have leftovers in the kitchen, okay, I'll eat it because I gave it to my husband, I gave it to my kids, to somebody else, not for myself. So we put ourselves on the last place. But they say, even in the airplane, put the belt first, then you're capable to take care of your child, for example. The same thing here. If you are not enlightened, if you're not fulfilled with the energy of love, because love is energy. Misconception is, and again, I don't definitely not going into any religion conversation because I'm very open and very respectful, because I have clients and friends from so many countries, ladies, from so many cultures. So I'm very receptive to any kind of culture and any kind of religion. But I was born as Christian. And even now, going to church, they say self-love is against the church. And I had this conversation with one of the biggest influencers here local. She's big local. And I said, for me, self-love is self-care. So when you can treat yourself to little things, like appreciate yourself, love yourself, understand yourself, care yourself, eat good, respect your feelings, be vulnerable when necessary, because we are women now, we try to be so strong that it's not even a joke.
All the time.
And yeah, yes, and it's on the border. Sometimes we are happy about it, sometimes we are not, because it's so many feelings in us. And that's why for me, self-love is to be respectful to yourself, whatever you are today. You want to be weak, or you want to be strong. You want to rest, you need to rest, let yourself, allow yourself. So it's about self-acceptance, about self-understanding. And it's not only religion, it's a lot of things that people think, oh, this person is narcissistic. Everybody who's self-respectful nowadays, people like to diagnose this, people with narcissism. Do you know what is narcissism?
Everybody.
Yeah, yeah, guys, read what narcissism is. It's a type of disorder when people have zero empathy. So if you're already tearing when somebody is dying, it means you already can't be a narcissist, okay? Because narcissist has like very, they are emotionally unavailable. But you have to divide who is strong and who is narcissist, who is egoistic or egocentric, because egocentric, it's well-centered person who can be respectful to their schedule, time, like threats, and egoist, it's person who cares only about themselves, which is sad, you know, like, but I don't want to be that person for sure, because some people can do it. I can't, for example. That's why I think that you have to understand that self-love, it's more about like loving yourself, accepting yourself, you know, like it's about understanding yourself, being patient with yourself. Like sometimes we are patient with others. That's for me self-love.
Well, the narcissistic bid you just did. We actually just had that conversation, and I was telling my two friends that everybody is a narcissist. Somebody was abusive. It just amazes me how that word and abuse. I'm not that it's not true. You do have people that dealt with abuse in their life, but it seems like they get a little therapy and now they're diagnosing everybody that was a problem for them in their life, and that's the word that's being used. Narcissist. They were narcissists, and I just thought that word is not being used, as you said, it's not being used correctly. People are just, I think they like to hear themselves use it.
Yeah, because it sounds like a flower, you know. And the thing is that narcissists, they pick up you for a reason, because there is always a psychological standpoint behind it. And usually people who consciously are or unconsciously playing victims, and they need that kind of controlling personality or dominative personality, and definitely it most of the times is related to their childhood trauma, they
Yes.
usually attract narcissists. And let's say you're a talented podcaster, Jenny, and you have a partner who, for example, is pressing you constantly every day, that so you're tearing, you're crying, and you think, tomorrow I will start podcast, tomorrow I will join the girls, tomorrow I will do it together. And you understand that unconsciously you have a fear of recognition, fame, or glory. So what happens? Your unconscious part is kind of participating in these difficult conversations with your partner who is depressing you, who is controlling you. So you're pushing away your calling because you have kind of reasons for that, psychologically hidden reasons for that. So when you're in your light, where you are in your power, when you know what you want, I don't think that anybody else and any kind of narcissist can stand between your relationship with you, yourself, and higher spirit, or your intuition, or God. You can call it either way, because you feel like you're on mission. You're here to deliver the message, and you're working for the universe, let's call it this way, and nobody can take you away from there. Even narcissist is not that powerful.
Well, thank you. So
Until next time.
bye.
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 See you, girls.